The Kingdom Beneath the Leaves. Once upon a time, in the heart of the whispering woods, where sunlight danced through green canopies and rivers hummed lullabies, there was a secret kingdom known only to the animals. It wasn't marked on any human map, for its borders were made not of stone or fences, but of trust, courage, and kindness. The kingdom was ruled by Queen Mira, a wise white deer whose antlers sparkled like morning frost. Under her care, foxes lived beside rabbits, owls beside mice, and even the grumpy old badger smiled sometimes. Peace had reigned for many years until the day the great drought began. The streams dried, the leaves withered, and the songbirds fell silent. The kingdom that once shimmered with color turned gray and thirsty. The animals gathered beneath the great oak, frightened and hungry. "We must find the water heart," said Queen Mira, her voice trembling. "It lies deep beyond the ember caves. Without it, our forest will perish." Everyone looked away. The ember caves were a place of fire and echoes, a land no animal had ever returned from. Then a small voice piped up. It belonged to Tavi, a young raccoon with curious eyes and a heart much braver than his paws. "I'll go," he said. "If water can save our home, I'll bring it back." The animals gasped. "You're too small," barked the wolf. "He'll get lost," squeaked the rabbit. But Queen Mira bowed her head. "Sometimes the smallest paws carry the biggest hope. Go, Tavi. May you come back to us safely." Before dawn, Tavi packed a tiny satchel with acorns, berries, and a leaf flask filled with dew. His best friend Nia, a bright bluebird, fluttered onto his shoulder. "You're not going alone," she chirped. "You'll need wings to watch the path." They set off across the silent forest. The trees whispered warnings in the wind. The ground cracked beneath their feet. By nightfall, they reached the edge of the shadow marsh, a place thick with mist and frogs that croaked like old drums. From the fog emerged Relo, an old turtle with moss on his shell. "Heading to the Ember Caves?" he croaked. "You'll need more than courage. Take this pebble, it glows when danger is near." Tavi thanked him and carried on, the pebble glowing faintly in his paw. After 3 days and nights, they reached the mountains. The rocks burned warm beneath their paws. The air smelled like smoke. "This must be it," whispered Nia. Inside, the caves glowed red with hidden fire. Lava trickled through cracks like veins of light. Shadows danced on the walls, and the sound of dripping echoed endlessly. As they walked, a deep growl filled the chamber. From the darkness, 2 enormous eyes opened. It was the fire lynx, guardian of the water heart. "Who dares enter my domain?" she hissed. Tavi stepped forward, trembling but steady. "I'm Tavi of the Forest Kingdom. We only seek the water heart to save our home." The lynx's tail flicked, sending sparks across the ground. "Many have come before you, greedy for power. Why should I trust you?" Tavi thought of Queen Mira, of the thirsty fawns and wilting trees. He took off his satchel and placed his last acorn at the lynx's feet. "You don't have to trust me," he said quietly. "But this is all I have left, and I offer it freely for my friends." The fire lynx stared at the tiny racorn. For a long moment, nothing moved. Then she lowered her head. "True courage doesn't roar," she murmured. "It gives." Her fiery eyes softened. She touched the pebble on Tavi's paw, and it burst into blue light. A pool appeared beneath her paws, glowing like the moon. "Take what you need. The forest remembers the kind-hearted." With the water heart safely stored in a crystal flask, Tavi and Nia raced home. Rain began to fall for the first time in months. The rivers stirred, the trees straightened their backs, and birds sang again. When they reached the clearing, the animals surrounded them, cheering. Queen Mira bowed her head. "Tavi of the raccoons, you have brought life back to the forest. You will forever be known as the keeper of the water heart." Nia fluttered beside him proudly. The fox cubs ran around in circles, splashing in puddles for the first time in forever. Even the badger danced, though he pretended he wasn't. That night, under the returning stars, Tavi sat by the great oak. He whispered, "It wasn't courage that saved the forest, it was love." And from somewhere deep within the trees, the forest whispered back, "And that, little raccoon, is the truest kind of magic. Love has the power to make anything possible."